up, everybody? We're back to Duenkel Productions. Mueller Monday. I'm outside. My man Brett Dunkel's with me. We got Goat 1 and Goat 2, aka the boys.
What's going on?
Got a quick episode tonight. Dunkel, make sure you leave the description. In the description, got their link.
Yep.
Check out their podcast as well. All right, let's get into it. We got a sponsor, of course, Wisconsin Heroics. They're a family company, about Wisconsin sports only. If you haven't already, check them out. They're pretty cool. We also have a website with a bunch of new riders. We got 4 riders on that thing now, 5 riders, 4 or 5 riders, all sports. We're talking baseball, basketball, women's basketball, actually, football. We're getting into it, as well as social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you haven't already subscribed, leave a like, comment down below what you'd like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure, I already said it, but make sure you subscribe to Goat 1 and Goat 2. You can describe whoever you want to be Goat 1 and Goat 2. And of course, our new motto, every moment matters. Because definitely every moment matters. All right, here we go, boys. Let's get into this. So, however you guys want to do it, Goat 1, Goat 2. How are things going at Make the Cut? That's you guys' podcast. You guys started up around the same time as us. How are we feeling about that? How are we doing?
Go ahead, Goat 1.
All right. It's going pretty well. Our latest episode is breaking a bunch of views records, so we're excited for that.
Yep.
It's almost broken our previous high by 200 views, so it's good. We should be having a new episode coming out tomorrow night with some Bucks news, preview and a recap of some upcoming and previous Bucks games, and then throughout the week we'll have a few other videos dropping. So we're excited to hopefully keep up this high view streak for us instead of going back down to
10 views.
10 views.
Yeah, that was awful.
I think we're going to try and do a better job at advertising. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, no, just to echo what Goat 1 said, what Napo said, we've been we hit a low point there, I think, with some views, but just Napo and I being kind of busy, not being able to promote as much, but with our latest video getting over pretty much doubling our next highest video, right, Napo? Like almost.
Yeah, we're at 343 right now. I just checked before.
Yeah, 343. Only gained 1 subscriber out of all those. So so we're gonna have a cool Dunk. I already told, or no, I didn't actually. We're gonna have a cool new creative way of how we're gonna get subscribers. I don't know if we want to say that yet, but like we're gonna do. Something new in there.
Stay tuned to find out what it is.
Stay tuned to not only make sure you see what makes the cut, but also, participate in a little mini game there. And that's hopefully how we're going to get some new subscribers. But, we're excited to be on the podcast here where every moment matters. We hope that this moment matters more than any other moment in the history of this podcast because Goat 1 and Goat 2 from Make the Cut are on it. But let's make this moment matter, boys. Let's get into the questions.
I like it. He's doing my job for me. That's pretty cool. So you guys talked about, how you're going to advertise and stuff. And you guys talking about upcoming videos and previous videos. So like you said, let's get into these questions. First question, it's a basic question. We're going to get us all nice and comfortable. Favorite sport to watch? What's your favorite sport to watch? It could be college, it could be women's, it could be men's, it could be Olympics, it could be anything.
I gotta go with football. It's just been the sport that I've watched the longest and I've enjoyed the most. Born in Green Bay, Wisconsin, ripped away from my hometown to come down to Jersey. So I gotta go. Watching the Packers is probably one of my favorite things to do, and I cannot wait for Sunday football to come back.
Old Goat Oaks.
I want to go basketball. Unless if Tiger Woods is playing in a major, I go golf. I just think that's must watch TV. But yeah, basketball. No, I mean, kind of like what Napa was saying, just from a young age, I've always watched basketball. Michael Jordan, the GOAT, from a young age. Not many people know this, but while Dunk was watching Blue's Clues and Barney and all that other stuff, I was watching Michael Jordan VHS tapes because it was on VHS back then, and that's where the basketball love came from. So we're built different over here at Dunk at Make the Cut.
Dunk, real quick, what's your favorite sport to watch, man?
This one's gonna surprise a lot of people, but it's actually, believe it or not, college football.
Okay.
As many people know, I'm a big Buckeye Nation fan. OHIO, you know the motto.
Got it. There we
Jake, I love that you did the OH as well. That is absolutely amazing. You're not like a stooge like AJ Hawk, where you don't do the IO and cost our team to lose in the first round of the NCAA tournament. But that's neither here nor there. College football is my favorite sport to watch. I just love watching it. Every Saturday, it's something I look forward to. And some of the greatest sports moments that I would say have been watching college football. I remember just last year, the Clemson Ohio State game was one of my favorite games to watch. I was nervous that whole night. And 2017 Ohio State versus Penn State was probably one of the best games I've ever watched in the sports world. So I'd have to go with college football. But Jake, what about you, buddy?
Dude, mine's pretty basic, like GOAT one. I enjoy watching football. I love watching grown men speed at each other at 20 miles an hour to freaking slide into them.
That's great.
I just love the violence. I love it. Or UFC. I don't know. I love watching men knock each other out with a nice spin kick. Hold up. Right like that. You got to watch out for one of those. So
that was good form.
Thank you. I enjoy the violence, I think.
Dude, UFC is so MMA in general is very underrated for sure.
It is. And once you watch one, you get addicted to it, and then you want to watch more, and then you want to perform some of the things. So that's why I have a criminal record.
And then I was gonna say, and then you tear an ACL.
Exactly.
But hey, goat, Dunk. I got a question for you, Dunk. Where does that Alabama Auburn game, does that rank up there with the Ohio State Penn State thing or whatever? And
I think that's honestly the best football game
with the kick return touchdown thing. Yeah.
In my personal opinion, that's top 3 all time, no doubt. I remember watching that, and it was funny because I was watching it with like my dad and everyone, and my dad goes, "This dude's gonna miss his field goal, and they're gonna run it back." And I'm like, "No way!" Yeah. No, of course, ran it back. I was like, "Oh my god!" I mean, there's so many great moments. We could sit here and spend like a whole 2 hours talking about great college football moments. But yeah, that one definitely ranks up there for me, Oaks.
Sure. That's a good point, my man. We could be here forever to talk about that, but let's keep going into that. Last night, or was it 2 nights ago, we had Gonzaga versus UCLA. That was a great basketball game. Finished, one of the craziest finishes, in the March Madness tournament. We're gonna remember that forever. People are saying that's arguably one of the best games to ever be, played. Whoever wants to answer it first, we'll go with GOAT 2 this time since GOAT 1 talked. Do you guys believe that was the best college basketball game of all time? If not, what was, in your opinion?
Go ahead, GOAT 1.
Okay. I think if you look at everything that came into the game, I think you need to take in the point that it was an 11 seed. And I think that was the first time ever an 11 seed had made it to the Final Four, I believe, right?
No, VCU did it in 2011.
VCU did,
2011.
Very rare. Very rare.
Yeah,
it's regardless.
Yeah, it's rare.
And then it's a buzzer beater. So I think with all that, it definitely has to be up there. But I think for me, just I don't watch too much March Madness. But the one game that sticks out to me, because I actually watched this one and I got very heavily involved in this March Madness tournament, was the Wisconsin-Kentucky Final Four game. And I remember watching that with my roommate in college at the time, and I went absolutely insane. I was like barely a Wisconsin fan. Like I would say I just call myself a Wisconsin fan because I
have a story about that as
Wisconsin.
Well. Yeah.
But I went wild for that game. I think those two are probably 1A and 1B for me. Just when you just look at the seeding perspective for UCLA Gonzaga, 1-11 and an 11 almost made it to the national championship. I was rooting for UCLA the entire time they were going on that upset tear. So I think it's 1A, 1B for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. You got something to say, Drake?
No, I was just saying you're up. What's up, my man?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go Kansas, Michigan, actually. What was that? Was that 2013?
2013 Sweet 16.
Yeah. So that game where Trey Burke hits that step back, kind of sidestep, whatever you want to call it, shot. I think they sent it to overtime, right?
Yep.
So like I was a huge Michigan fan back then, so which I know Dunk is not going to make you happy, but I'm not anymore, but back then I was because I loved
Thank
Trey
God.
Burke.
Thank God.
It was them in Louisville, dude. But Russ Smith, we've talked about how good
Thank
he
God.
was.
Oaks, thank God you're not a Michigan fan. anymore.
Yeah, I was on the bandwagon for a couple of years. It hopped off once Trey Burke left, But no, that game was great. I don't remember any specifics of it other than the fact that that's how it ended, and they had that moment there. But that game was pretty great. I mean, the game with Gonzaga and UCLA was awesome as well. I didn't even watch it till probably the last 10 minutes of the game, I think. I turned it on after a nap, but it woke me right up, man. I mean, that game was good. That last second buzzer beater too was obviously amazing. It looked good right from the start too. I was like, oh, that's money, that's money, that's money. And Napo's pick of Wisconsin, Kentucky, right? They were undefeated that year, right? Kentucky
Yep.
was.
Yeah.
And I watched it at my aunt's house, and like I'm not proud to say this, but like I was kind of like rooting for Kentucky out of spite because I liked Marquette back then. So
Okay.
and I had a bunch of people in my family rooting for Wisconsin. And I was going like nuts every time like Kentucky would score and stuff. And every time Wisconsin would score, like the other family members in there would like go even crazier. And like to the point where like we started yelling at each other because like it was like so heavily like competitive and like tense in that room and everything. And what was said can never be shared. But it was crazy. So that was definitely one of the more intense games for me that I've ever watched.
Uncle, how about you? What do you think was the greatest? If not, what was, in your opinion?
This is a tough one because my second favorite is college basketball. Second favorite sport to watch. Napa, great option there with the Kentucky, Wisconsin, Oaks, obviously Kansas, Michigan. As much as I hate to say it, that was an insane game. Definitely a great game, unbelievable. I watched that UCLA Gonzaga game from start to finish on Saturday. I could not take my eyes off the TV. Literally, I had to go to the bathroom midway through the second half. I held it the whole rest of the game. Because I just couldn't take my eyes off the TV.
Just use the bathroom, man.
Oaks.
Just go to the bathroom, brother.
So I just sat there the whole time, and I thought to myself, I'm like, all right, so those three definitely. But the game I would say is 2017 national championship. I believe it's North Carolina Villanova. Marcus Page hits that insane 3-pointer where he's like shooting from a floater from the 3-point line and it goes in. And then Archie Diacono runs up the court, passes it back to Jenkins. He hits it for the win. It's an unbelievable game, back and forth the whole time. I would say that is the greatest college basketball game, but all three of those options, and I mean really the fourth one as well, being UCLA Gonzaga, great options and great predictions by you guys. But I would say UNC and Villanova. But Jake, what do you got?
Well, that was the one that popped in my head that was really similar to this was that game. They're so close with each other, how they tied it up and then right back at it, they got shot right in the face with a big old three. To be honest with you, I think my answer is going to be pretty lame. I don't know if there will, I can't say that there was one great college basketball game that sets apart from everything else because there's like all these great college games with like buzzer beaters or ones where there was an upset, and I think they're all just great in their own way. Mm-hmm. You guys made a lot of great points. I did watch that Kentucky game against Wisconsin way back when I was like 13 years old, and that was so unheard of. That no one gave Wisconsin a chance there. I was rooting for North Carolina to win against Villanova that year. I mean, there's just been so many. I mean, like Michael Jordan, even back in the day when he hit his game winner against freaking Ewing and the boys. So I can't really give you a definitive answer. I'm just glad. I'm glad that Gonzaga won because I think it's going to be a better game tonight against Baylor. So I think they're going to have a really fun time there. Speaking of that game tonight, predictions, who's going to win, Gonzaga or Baylor? You got the undefeated team against I think a 27-2 team that's, just as good. What do you guys got?
Well, Jake, in these matchups, I was going with the best coach out there in the nation this season, Mark Few. I'm going to ride with him. I'm going to ride with Jalen Suggs, and I'm going to ride with the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch, though.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with the Zags as well. I am very high on Jalen Suggs out of the draft, and I think just that buzzer beater and how well he does tonight is only gonna improve his draft stock.
Oaks?
I'm going to go with Baylor. I think that when they want to, Baylor can be one of the best defensive teams in the nation. I think they showed that throughout the tournament, actually. I think Davion Mitchell's improvement and just overall progression has been probably the best and brightest out of the entire tournament. He's improved every single game. He had 11 assists and no turnovers, or 1 turnover, something like that in the last game. And yeah, I mean, if Gonzaga doesn't, I kind of hope Gonzaga wins, because if they don't, that buzzer beater shot kind of means nothing. So, yeah, I'm rooting for the Zags, but I got Baylor.
Jake?
No, that is true. Like, if they don't win tonight, that buzzer beater will be swept underneath the rug, and like it will be forgotten with all the other shots. But I wore green tonight because I think Baylor's gonna pull it out. I think Baylor's actually gonna win. Like you made the point, their defense is pretty stacked, and I think that's what really matters in a big crucial game like this. I like the guard play on Baylor too, not taking anything away from Suggs and the boys, but I think Mitchell's gonna have a pretty big game because he's going to be compared and he's going to be contrasted against Suggs. And if he wants his draft stock to go up, especially, if he's going to enter the draft or whatever, it's going to have to be a big game tonight. So I'm going Baylor. I think it's going to be a tight game, though. It could be sent to overtime. It's going to be a tight game.
I hope so.
And Jake, too, I think, Jared Butler as well, big key for Baylor. He kind of found his game in the Elite Eight. So I think that's another key to look out for. But yeah, I think this has potential to be another great college basketball game without a doubt.
Dude, I heard somebody say Jalen Suggs is Russell Westbrook 2.0. Is he that good? I haven't watched him.
He's good. He's
athletic like that too.
He's good. Oh, watch the game tonight. Just watch Jalen Suggs. He's a very good basketball player.
He's gonna be exciting. We'll see. You guys, he might. You never know. He could go number one. There's a lot of talent out there that we'll see what the NBA, whatever the people want. But all right, last question. I'll let you boys go. Kind of dealing around more of like an athlete type per se. Who is arguably your guys' favorite and best athlete you've ever watched? It could be back in the day. It could be now. Whenever.
Jay, can I start?
You could start and then keep it short because we all know where this one's gonna go. Do your little intro real quick and then speed it after that.
Well, I love that what intro's coming.
All right, so it's LeBron James. So
a man, no, you're gonna let me get this in. A man, Oaks knows it's coming too. He's sitting back. A man born December 30th, 1984, Gloria James, St. Mary's St. Vincent High School, Akron, Ohio.
Do you know what his blood type is?
Go on and on. Andrew Oaks, don't rip on me right now. It's LeBron James without question. Been a fan of his since about 2006, 2007. First jersey I've ever owned. Never stopped liking the man. He, in my opinion, is the greatest basketball player of all time. I know it's a kind of a controversial take, but he's my favorite athlete to watch. But Andrew Oaks, my friend, good buddy of mine.
What's the question again?
Phone call a day. Who is your favorite athlete to watch? Past, present, current, who is it?
That's a little bit of a different twist on the question, huh?
Yeah.
My favorite athlete to watch is
it's a tough question.
GOAT one. Do you have anything prepared for? That's a different question than what I thought the question was going to be, so I'm a little unprepared for this question.
So I think if you're just going based off of just pure athleticism, and it's LeBron James. Like I really don't think there's anyone who has the like athleticism and talent that he has. But if we're going on like a talent portion of it, and who was my favorite like talented athlete to watch, it's Aaron Rodgers. Like there's no question. I will die on the hill that he is the most talented quarterback to ever play the game of football. The things that I've seen him do are incredible. I think Mahomes is the only quarterback that I have seen who can even come close to what Rodgers can do. So I think I've seen it all, and then week after week he comes in and he just amazes me with just some throws that I don't think are even possible. Like I think he could close his eyes and complete like an 80-yard bomb. Like it's at this point, whatever he does, like I don't think it surprises me, but it still surprises me if that even makes sense. Like I'm not surprised that he's finding more ways to surprise me and other viewers with just the ridiculous plays that this man can make.
For sure. And like, especially now that he's on Jeopardy, he's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a Bears fan from day one. I love the Bears.
Jay, can we get a Bear Don? I'm like
Bear down. I'm a Bears fan, 100%. I've watched the guy tear us apart since I was like 5 years old or whatever it was. So I've seen it all. I think people kind of diminish what Aaron Rodgers has done just because of how good he is. I'll admit it. I think like we're kind of expected to it, so you don't get things like that. But my favorite player to watch that's playing right now, for me, it's Ja Morant. I love Ja Morant. I think this is
okay.
And his passing is just so crazy. I love the dude. I liked him even before he was in the NBA. You can ask Duenkel. I love the dude.
Facts.
I love what he's about. Just like a highlight reel. I swear one of these dunks that he does over one of these big men are gonna go in. It's gonna blow up all over the internet. My favorite athlete of all time, though, is probably either Michael Jordan or Tom Brady. I think I'll lean more towards Michael Jordan because he meant more to me, like as a kid. But I'm either with Tom Brady or Michael Jordan for sure, just about what they've done off the field and on the fielding court.
Love that. Oaks, you got an answer?
Yeah, I think right now I'm gonna go Damian Lillard. It's not even just about his game, dude. I love his attitude, dude. Like his attitude's just gonna kill you. Like he doesn't care who you are, whatever time it is left on the clock. He's a assassin, man, and he does it with an attitude, with a swagger that I absolutely love seeing. And he raps too, so like, and I listened to his album. I swear to God, I have his album downloaded on Apple Music. So
that's awesome.
But all time, I'm gonna probably go. I want to sneak this guy in here. I'm gonna go Zion Williamson. Actually,
okay.
I love Zion's meanness, dude. Like I've seen this guy rip the ball from people's hands and just like slam it down and scream at the top of his lungs, like
in their face. That
electricity is like ridiculously awesome to me, man.
Those Duke games were crazy. Those Duke games when he would do that stuff, crazy.
Yeah, and his first career game against San Antonio, when he had like 18 points and he hit like 4 threes in the fourth quarter. Like I was jumping off my couch, dude. Like I was like,
that was insane.
What am I watching? Like Zion swishing threes. The coach wants to take him out, but he can't. But he's on a minutes restriction, so he had to. Crazy to watch. So definitely putting Zion up there. And of course, Michael Jordan's a beast too.
That's awesome.
I love.
And Tom Brady's not athletic.
I just seen what that man can do, man. I
love Tom Brady, but Dunk was telling me that you were going to tell me that, because at one point this question was a little bit differently worded to me anyways, that Dunk was saying you were potentially going to say Tom Brady is like a extreme athlete, or me saying he's not extremely athletic would be controversial. So
Tom Brady, yeah. Anything you ask the man, he'll do. If you want him to freaking give you the COVID shot perfectly, he could do it. Tom Brady, I love Tom Brady.
Dude, Oaks, I tried to warn. I tried to warn you that.
I'm not going to argue against Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the ultimate winner. Nobody's ever seen before in the history of life. So,
but I will say, I like how we all had different answers to this question. Obviously, if you watch this podcast and you don't know that I'm picking LeBron, like,
there was no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. But yeah, I love all the different answers. And we appreciate you guys so much for coming on. Make sure you guys go down below and subscribe to Make.
Hey, Dunk.
Oh, geez.
Is Packers Bears the greatest rivalry of all time in the NFL?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean,
I just wanted to get that question in there real quick. I just wanted to know.
All time, yes. Right now, no.
Yeah, all
But
time.
what would it be right now? Because Dunk and I were talking about this. Like
Ravens, Steelers, probably.
That's what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
also thinking just Tom Brady versus everyone else at this point.
right.
Like,
Jake,
That is
Jake
such a
loves
good
that.
point.
Jake loves that.
That is such a good. Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna sit up here and deny Tom Brady.
maybe 49ers Seahawks.
I was about to say that.
Back when they had the Legion of Boom.
I was thinking Saints Bucks before Breeze retired because they were going back and forth with it this year, but the Saints kind of owned them both times. But
would it be Chiefs Buccaneers?
that's what I said too.
Well,
Maybe
it could. Here's the thing: is that it could be, but the problem is that I don't think they play each other enough. You know what I mean?
Cleveland,
They were making the Super
Cleveland
Bowl this
and
year.
Pittsburgh. It'd be Cleveland and Pittsburgh
I
because
mean,
they're such
I-
bad
yeah,
blood
I-
there, and they're both getting pretty good
and
now.
yeah, and you never know who's gonna hit who with a helmet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't know if someone's gonna murder somebody, like give them a concussion,
It's
send them home in the hospital.
It's hard to say.
the rivalry is hard to say right now. Obviously, all the time, I think we all agree on this panel. It's Packers Bears without question.
Yeah,
But
it's just
right
hard
now,
to say Packers Bears when the Bears like never win. you know?
Right now, I think that I think rivalries
Sorry,
will be
Jake.
starting here. But Jake's fine with it. Bear down.
I mean, we can't,
That's his thing.
don't beat around the bush with it. They don't beat us.
got
like
Andy Dalton now.
Oaks.
I think the Lions have more wins against the Packers in the last 4 years.
I could see.
The
The
Lions.
Lions
sure.
play us well, and they play nobody else well. So that's
Yeah.
their Super Bowl for them.
But fellas, in all seriousness, thank you guys both for taking the time out of your day to come here and join us at Duenkel Productions on the podcast. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you guys go check them out. I'll have all their links down below in the description. Also guys, make sure you guys are checking out the links down
So
below.
just so we all do it.
We're gonna have so many links down below in this episode. It's gonna be unbelievable. But make sure you guys go check all those out. It doesn't take long to.
Check out G5 merch designs as well.
Yes, make sure to go check them out.
If you haven't already, subscribed down below. If you haven't subscribed to Wisconsin Sports Heroics, they're a great family company, only Wisconsin sports. Make sure you check out the boys Go 1 and Go 2 on Make the Cut. Their link will be in the description. And thank you guys for coming on Mueller Monday. It's a blast. We had a nice evening edition out here in the Boondocks. Again, thank you for watching. Hashtag Every Moment Matters. Dunkel, what do you got?
And also shout out to all of our new team members as well for
Shout out
joining
to
the
the team
squad.
members.
We greatly appreciate all you guys. Can't wait to keep working, keep grinding on this brand.
Shout out Carlos Silva.
Shout out.
Right, Napo?
Yeah, shout out my boy Carlos Silva, Mason Grice, JJ Aaron, Alex Salerno, Zach Brazawa, obviously Jake Mueller, myself, and Riley Burbach. We got some big things coming for y'all. Make the Cuts got some big things coming as well. Make sure you guys go check them out. We love y'all, and we hope y'all have a good night. And don't forget, every moment matters.